Mike Heideck found a first-timer overcoming much more than butterflies to get ready for this race.
My parents were first told that I would never walk.
But at 26, Brendan Sullivan has almost no trouble walking now. It's been a long road to get to this point, though. Born with spina bifida, it was almost impossible as a child. Birth defect causes neurological problems that change the way your muscles develop in your lower body. That's why he has this.
There's no muscle development there, and it's just, I could walk without it, but without it, it's just, I drag the foot.
He's far from that now, though. In fact, he'll be putting one foot in front of the other for a long time in the Boston Marathon this year. And running from Hopkinton to downtown Boston on Boylston Street is difficult for anybody, never mind if you have a brace on your right leg. But Brendan said he just had to do it after watching his brother Michael run in his honor last year.
And there were about 5 or 6 of us watching. Screamed his name, he looked up, he pumped his fist, smiled from ear to ear, and that definitely brought a tear to my eye.
In addition to finishing the race, Brendan hopes to raise $10,000 for the Massachusetts Spina Bifida Association. It lends emotional and financial support to families dealing with treatment.
Give this information to a new parent because we were there so many years ago and we were so scared and we didn't know which way to turn.
And Brendan is proof. If you get the help you need, almost anything is possible. Even one of the most grueling endurance tests ever while wearing a brace on your leg.
Shorts, it's different, but you can't hide it there, but it's not a deterrent to a lot of things in my life.
Good luck, Brendan. Mike Heideck, CBS 4 News.
We're all going to be cheering for him. If you are interested in donating to Brendan Sullivan's run, log on to our website at cbs4boston.com and click on news links. And CBS 4 is your best bet for coverage of the Boston Marathon on Monday, April 19th. Our live coverage starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, goes all the way to 4 in the afternoon.
20,000 people that will be making their way to the streets today between Hopkinton and Boston. Each one of them has their own very personal story. Each one of them the incredible resolve to run, to at least attempt to run, more than 26 miles. But very few have taken the journey to the starting line that Brendan Sullivan has taken.
When I was first born, within hours, they told the doctors, informed my parents, I would never walk. So, without even, I'm less than 12 hours old, and that's what they're telling my parents.
In 25 years, Brendan Sullivan has come a long way, but the prospect of running a marathon is daunting.
I remember when I started and I started talking to people, I've never run combined probably before 26 miles. To sit down one day and do it in one day, it was just kind of mind-boggling.
Brendan was born with spina bifida, a birth defect that results from the failure of the spine to close properly during the first month of pregnancy.
We weren't forewarned. We weren't aware of the problem before his birth, and so it was devastating initially to hear that news. So the prognosis didn't look good.
Anne and Patrick Sullivan realized early on their son would make a habit of proving people wrong.
One doctor in particular said, he definitely will not walk, and so take him upstairs and have him fitted to a walker. He was only at that time 18 months old and had not walked at 18 months. And Brenda would have nothing to do with it. He just cried and took it and threw it across the room. And I thought, my goodness, he doesn't want to work with that, so we'll take him home and work with him.
Brendan wears a brace to support his leg, but his biggest support during the marathon will be his brother Mike, 13 months older and 1 marathon wiser.
Last year, after the hills, I had gotten to a point where I stopped. I came to a water station and I said, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I walked for about 200 yards, 300 yards, and I said, Brendan's done all this in his life. I can finish 4 more miles. And that motivated me to get to the finish line.
He's great. He's my best friend. All through life, he's been there for me to kind of lead me along and kind of push me, because he's never accepted my limitations either.
They have been unseparated since birth, and Mike's marathon experience is the key to making sure they come across the finish line on Boylston Street together.
He's probably not going to do this again, let's be honest. I want him to take everything in and just enjoy his moment.
You are who you are for a reason, and just to go forth with that. There's nothing I can change about having spina bifida. I'm not running for prize money, I'm running for pride.
He is running for Pride, and there's a lot of that swelling around these two today. Brendan and Mike Sullivan are with me. Tell me about the emotions surrounding this.
The heart's beating a little hard, but I feel good. Been nervous since yesterday, but walking down here, it kind of calmed down, and it's just one foot in front of the other. Just done a training run. It's another training run, just a little bit longer.
The longest you've gone is 15 miles?
About that. Knowing my body, I didn't want to push it too much and just go for it all today.
All right, well, Mike, what are you going to do to get him through this?
We're going to take our time. It's a little bit harder today than normal, so we've trained for this. We're ready for it. You can prepare only so much, and today's the day that you give all you have and the best you can do, and whatever, be that 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, we're going to finish.
Is there any way to encapsulate the bond that you two have in a couple of words?
Best friends. I said in the interview earlier that it was much different last year running out by myself, and this year having him beside me for the entire way. It's going to be a fantastic experience.
Good luck to both of you. I know you'll pull through, and we'll be rooting for you in the end. The Spina Bifida team that's with them today, I think there's 24 of them. They've raised some $80,000.
I would like to give a blessing on this wonderful work. And the blessing is an ancient one. It's a blessing trying to recall one of the great doctrines of our religion, which is that Mary is the Mother of God. And Notre Dame is named after Our Lady. That's what Notre Dame means in French. So when I want to give what I call a Notre Dame blessing, I give a blessing in her name. And it goes like this. Nos cum prolepia benedicat Virgum Maria, which means, may the Blessed Mother bless this work and all who enjoy it with her wonderful child, Jesus, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I think that you couldn't have a better blessing than that. At least not from Notre Dame.
Wake up the echoes cheering her name. Send the starting line now and about 1 minute away from the start of the mobility impaired participant race. And of course, this year we actually have 4 mobility impaired athletes who are scheduled to run here or make a move on this race. And they include Jason Pisano of West Warwick, Rhode Island, Brendan Sullivan from Charlestown, Mass., who you met earlier, Richard Burton of South Weymouth, 51 years old. This is it. He was a late entry. He's hoping to do this in 6.5 hours. Brendan Sullivan, of course, was born with spina bifida. Is a leg brace. He'll be competing in his first Boston running with his brother Mike, who you can probably see over there. And also Chanarine Ramneau from Guyana is running in today's race. So it's a big deal for these athletes, each running for a different cause, and obviously a very special moment for them as we approach 3 seconds from the start of the mobility impaired race.
And they're off. 2004 division, the mobility impaired division of the 2004 marathon is leaving for Boston.
Mobility impaired athletes moving down the hill here, of course, off to a nice start. It'll be a long run for a lot of them, as you heard. Richard Burton, for example, 6.5 hours, he hopes will be his time for today. A lot of great stories out here. Earlier you heard from race director Dave McGilvery on the importance of this race, the 108th running, the new